Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith here at the National Weather Service in Pocatello with another edition of your Eastern Idaho Planning Briefing, kicking off Monday, February 3rd, 2020. Waking up to snow this morning, most of you are. Snow continues across a large portion of southeast Idaho. Most areas outside the central mountains are seeing some areas of light to moderate snow as of about 5 a.m. this morning. Expecting the snow to gradually diminish over the course of the day, but for a lot of you, it's not going to matter that much. The reason for that is the wind. We're expecting blowing and drifting snow, some localized whiteout conditions, some highway closure issues to potentially continue throughout the day today, even as the active snowfall winds down. So it's going to continue to be a fairly high impact day across the region, and we'll take a closer look at that in just a moment. Tuesday still looking dry and quiet. It'll be cold, and then a moist northwest flow returns to the region. Rain and snow from Wednesday right through the weekend. It's going to be a very long duration period of activity. As you get down into areas like the Snake Plain, it's going to be a little more hit and miss and not as impactful, but we may see another round of some moderate to significant snow accumulations for portions of our mountains. Current satellite view, that low pressure system giving us all the snow this morning is sitting just to our south here. It's going to be tracking along the Idaho border or the northern Nevada area into Utah. And you can see this plume of moisture streaming to the north and wrapping around this low to the northwest across southeast Idaho. That's our snowfall that's continuing this morning and will wind down throughout the day. Weather impact overview, you can see the break on Tuesday, nothing expected. Today, blowing and drifting snow, localized whiteout conditions, a little bit of varying impacts here depending on where you are. I think the Snake Plain, portions of the Snake Plain and South Hills will see some impacts today. The worst impacts continuing across portions of the eastern and southeastern highlands, particularly upper Snake Plain, Arco Desert, Teton Valley, Fremont County. I think is going to see some of the greatest issues today with that continuing blowing and drifting snow and highway closure type issues. Again, break Tuesday, and then here comes our next period of concern Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Again, long duration, rain and snow possible. I've highlighted the southern and eastern highlands again here for some of the more moderate impacts, and that's due to snow accumulation across that region. We'll take a preliminary look at those totals in just a minute. I think for a lot of other areas, southern central mountains, Snake Plain, Magic Valley, Pocatello, Idaho Falls, Burley, not going to be as big a deal Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but depending on temperatures and where you're located, we'll still see a little bit of hit and miss activity. Varying conditions this morning. Some of you are still seeing some moderate snow. This is what it looked like at Sterling as of this hour along Highway 39. Also at just west of Lava Hot Springs here along US 30, still some moderate snowfall coming down. Other areas a little bit lighter. Already seeing some of those winds across the region. So the combination of that ongoing snow, some of the strong blowing and drifting that's going on because of the winds has prompted us to continue our winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings right through this evening. These are set to expire at 8 p.m. Again, this active snowfall will diminish throughout the day, so that's the good news, but because of that blowing and drifting, we think there's going to continue to be highway impacts all throughout the day, possibly for some areas right through the evening commute. It's going to really be later this evening before those winds taper down and we get this system kicked out of our area. Here's what we're expecting for additional snow today. Okay, this is on top of everything that already fell yesterday into last night. Most of the region here across the central mountains, out into the Arco Desert, up towards Spencer and Dubois, an inch or less expected additional accumulations today, although again, blowing and drifting. As you get down here in the lower Snake Plain, we're still seeing a strong northerly flow coming down and running into the mountains. Down here along southern and eastern portions of the Snake Plain near American Falls, Pocatello, Blackfoot in particular, and that's causing it to rise up these mountains and generate some additional enhancement to the snowfall here. So I think for areas of the lower southern and eastern Snake Plain and even extending out here toward Burley and Minidoka, an additional 1 to 4 inches is likely to fall over the course of the day, quite a bit of that falling during the morning hours this morning. And then as you extend down into the southern and eastern highlands here, still a little bit more. We're going to see a longer period of snow showers continuing throughout the day as that low pressure system slowly slips off to the south and east away from us. Generally anywhere from 2 to 5 inches down across this region with some localized higher amounts. Again, new snow on top of what's already fallen. Winds. So here's a look at our sustained winds that we're expecting today. We're already seeing these values up here from the Blackfoot area northward to the Montana border. Widespread 15 to 25 mile an hour sustained winds expected over the course of the day. We're going to see wind gusts of 35 to 45 miles an hour, pretty common. And again, I think this upper Snake Plain, Arco Desert region, even into some of these highways over here toward Rexburg, Ashton, and Driggs, are going to continue to see some of the greatest issues. We're also seeing a little bit of enhanced wind, kind of a higher impact area down here in the south along Interstate 84, Sweetser Summit, the Idaho area, seeing some strong gusts there, and a few spots here picking up gusts to 50 miles an hour. Again, these winds are expected to taper off as we go into the late evening hours tonight, and that'll be finally the end of impactful weather with this system. Current look at highway closures as of 5 a.m., and these may evolve throughout the day, okay? We don't make decisions on these. Idaho Department of Transportation does. So 511.idaho.gov is your resource for checking on the latest road conditions and looking at the status of closures across the region. You can see as of 5 a.m., all the highways here to the northwest of Driggs, I believe 32, 33, and 47 are up in here. These are all shut down this morning. Also, US 20 from Idaho Falls over toward the INL Puzzle is closed, and Interstate 84 from Interstate 86 down to the Utah border. Idaho State Police reporting a lot of issues down there with slide-offs, and they're still dealing with getting vehicles out of that area. And again, these may change, so be sure to check those conditions from 511 before you head out today. Continued issues with blowing, drifting, localized whiteouts, maybe highway closures all day today. High temperatures today, not really that great. We're going to be in the 20s. It's going to be cold. You know, we're post-cold front. We have that northerly flow continuing to transport cold air into the region. Certainly not going to get any help from sunshine or marginal temperatures helping to melt the roads, so slick conditions expected to continue. Wind chills tonight, even as those winds start to diminish, we're still a little bit of breeze combined with those cold temperatures is going to make it feel very frigid. Generally below zero north of the lower Snake Plain, and still down into the single digits for a feel-like temperature here overnight tonight. Actual low temperatures tomorrow morning, not much better, generally in the single digits to below freezing. High temperatures tomorrow, still cold, but might see some sunshine. Winds are going to diminish, not be a major issue. It's going to be a reasonably pleasant day, a quiet day, just a cold day across southeast Idaho for your Tuesday. Wednesday, temperatures start to creep up, and Wednesday we're going to start to see that flow of moisture into the region. So a chance of rain and snow showers across the region, mostly snow for this particular day, and greatest across the mountains. Thursday, temperatures warming up some more, so we may see a mix of rain and snow showers here at lower elevations, mostly snow as you get up into the mountains. Now, very, very preliminary look, okay? New snow later this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is over a 3-day period. We didn't dig into this too much this morning because we have so much active weather going on, but this is a very preliminary look at what the models are spitting out for snowfall. Really not a huge impact here at lower elevations, and even these 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 amounts here along the lower Snake Plain, Pocatello, Blackfoot, Idaho Falls are probably a little overdone when you throw in the warmer temperatures, a mix of rain and snow, and just less precipitation here at the lower elevations compared to the mountains. Over here in the east, particularly the Island Park area, the Tetons, the Big Hole Mountains, these areas tend to do fairly well with picking up snowfall on this moist northwest flow, so we may see some decent territory over here in eastern and northern portions of our forecast area with 8 inches or more over those 3 days. So stay tuned. We'll be digging into this more in the days ahead. Certainly good for water supply across the region. So that's what we're looking at. Really impacts this morning, break Tuesday, and then active weather continues with that flow of moisture coming in Wednesday and beyond. That's it for your briefing this morning. If you have any questions for us, as always, please reach out and have a great day.